first day as camera
Hello.
tech guy.
And camera
I would
man.
just like to clarify that Kelly put these in my hair so she could.
Oh,
do
yeah.
makeup. I didn't
But
show up
still
like
looks
this.
amazing.
I think I might start just like wearing
Just
my hair like
wearing
this.
This is
Walter. No.
this is
Hi, I'm Walter Miller.
that was so good. Walter Miller is a singer, songwriter, producer, I might say, comedian, scholar, friend extraordinaire. Lemon, you better pick if you want to interact. Anyway.
She keeps like opening the door with her paw.
Yeah, she's like, hello. Anyway,
Hello?
that's Walter Miller. That's how I describe Walter. Jacob, do you have anything to add?
What if he was just like whore? No. Just like he's kind of an ass.
Yeah,
How would you describe
douche?
Walter?
Anyway, wait, so you've been in detention before?
Well, okay, so in elementary school, I was like super talkative, but I kind of like I'm someone that accepts responsibility for anything I've done. However,
True.
I feel like I was set up because my parents knew good and well that I was like had ADD. I said AD&D.
AD&D. RBD.
They knew I had ADD at like a really young age. Because it was really funny because they went to give me the test and they were like, here, okay, there you go. And I was like, have you always had this fish in that tank? And they were like, okay, I think we have our
He's
answer.
confirmed.
No, but yeah, I was just really hyper in elementary school. Middle school, I kind of avoided trouble because I was like really studious by then. Then high school, I never went to detention or got in trouble in high school. My sister's friend, I couldn't remember her name, so I decided to guess it. And it was this girl that did horseback with my sister.
Mm-hmm.
And she was like, hey, Walter. And I was like, hey, what's up? Houston. And she was like,
Houston?
Yeah, she went, Sarah. And I was like,
Houston. When is the first time that you ever performed? I don't care if you were 2.
oh,
or
I
12.
remember. I thought it'd be really fun if my mouth was like open and you just like stuck the brush in it while my eyes
I thought
were
about
closed. The first time I ever performed, I was 5. And I remember it really well. It was our kindergarten talent show. And all these kids were like jumping rope, pulling rabbits out of hats, whatever. And my
Really? Rabbits out of hats?
Yeah, not like real. It was like styrofoam not styrofoam. What do they call
Stuffed?
that? I guess yeah, like
Polyester?
They
Linen?
were like foam, some version of a foam like rabbit. And from those kits you used to get, you know, from like Party City.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and so I went up to my parents, and they were like, well, what are you going to do? And I was like, we'll sing. And I said it, not like, that made it sound like with an attitude, just like, it was
Well,
like,
sing.
No, but I was like, oh, we'll sing, just like, duh, like, it's the most natural thing ever. Of course I'll do that. And they're like, no one in our family sings. Like, what is this kid? And they're like, he's about to set himself up to be, like, bullied, which...
Like the magician kids.
Right, exactly. Everyone loved that. That was like a crowd hit.
Well, that's not gonna last very
There were
long,
like
I'll tell you
5
that.
different people that did that. Exactly, yeah. My parents were like, well, what do you want to sing? And they were like suggesting like patriotic stuff, I guess, because it was easy and they would teach us that at school. And so
You'd just be like spreading the word of capitalism.
Right, exactly. They were like just brainwashing me at age 5. Yeah, no, I chose, or like, I don't know if I chose or my parents did, but I sang God Bless America. And in my head, I killed it. And all these teachers were just like shocked I sang. And from then on, it was kind of always about like what the next performance was going to be. I really did think there was like a talent show every year. So like, I remember I told my mom, I was like, next year, I'm going to sing Ali and AJ's version of Zippity Doo Dah. My mom was like,
I didn't know they had one of those. versions of that.
iconic. I was like, God bless America. And my, yeah. I
But a
was
good
just,
song to start with to really get you.
yeah, I just like really set the bass. It was Diana Ross when I was a kid that I really, really.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, I loved. Because the first ever movie I ever just like that like blew my mind.
Yeah.
Like earliest memory of me watching a movie on repeat and being obsessed was The Wizard of Oz.
That's you know what? That's a crazy movie. Like learning about it later in life.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
like holy shit. I just was obsessed with it, and even at a young age, I kind of like wanted to like go elsewhere, like Dorothy.
Yeah.
And so, but I just loved that song, and I remember like I literally could perform like the entire thing of that and like Willy Wonka in my backyard, and I would.
Amazing.
I feel
Performance in the backyard.
Oh, I feel so bad for my neighbors because they like grew up listening to me sing all that shit when I was like 7.
Your neighbors grew up on you.
My neighbors, yeah, that was the soundtrack of their 2006. At school, they showed us The Wiz. And I don't even think they showed us the full thing. But what they did show us, I was just like completely mind blown.
Right.
Because I never heard Motown either. I was like 6 and I was just like, what is this music? This is insane. So I remember I even remember being in the mall, like back when like the mall was like super crowded.
I remember those days.
Yeah, I remember being with my mom and dad in Talbot's, and there was a video store that isn't there that was like across the way.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember asking my mom, she looked at Target for The Wiz, she looked all over, could not find it, and she was like, I'm gonna try this last place. And I was like, okay. And so I'm watching her walk in this sea of people because it was like a Saturday night or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just waiting. She was like in the crowd, could not see her. And like what seemed like forever later, she came back and she had it in her hand, and I remember like wanting to die. I was like, oh, this is the best thing ever. So I had my copy, we'll watch it nonstop. And then my mom was like, you do? And I knew Michael Jackson because I loved the Jackson 5 growing up.
Mm-hmm.
Even though I hadn't really like heard any of his solo stuff, which it's like crazy. I mean, I know it was like 5 or 6, but it's like the king.
Yeah, like behind.
Yeah, it's like the king of pop. Yeah, but my mom was like, "You do know who Diana Ross is, right?" Like 6-year-old me was like, "Yeah, I mean, like, duh, Dorothy and the Wiz." And my mom was like, "Oh, baby, yes, but like." And
but like also no.
Yeah, like I remember my mom like being in the backseat of her car and putting on Diana Ross and the Supremes like greatest hits, and I remember it starting. And the first track is still to this day like my favorite song by them because I think it just brings that same feeling no matter how many times I've listened to it of like my mind blowing. It was When the Love Light Star Shines in His Eyes, and I just remember like the opening that he gave me the eye, and I was like, what the fuck, this is so amazing. It was like it seemed too good to be true that this woman had like that I was obsessed with, had this entire catalog of music that I just like was able to listen to. It like it blew my mind. So I was a full-on Diana Ross stan at age 6.
Blink.
And then Aretha was who made me like look at an artist and say, oh, I want to like sing, you know?
Yeah.
I don't just want to sing a song. I want to like sing a song.
Yeah.
Like I want to do the damn thing. Yeah, I want to like do it if I go up there. But yeah, just a little background. I don't even remember the original question. If you're like, what your favorite shade of eyeshadow was.
Yeah. Tell me about your album. Dark Clouds Over Suburbia. That's what I want to know.
Yeah, like really get into it. So I kind of like wrote the album like not knowing I was writing an album. So I always like kind of sort of wrote songs, and then when I got older, I just was like, I need to like take this more seriously and do this myself. I wasn't sure like how to like get into it. I just kind of like started on my own and was writing songs for me. I wrote like a song for like my sister and I to perform, but it was always just kind of like, I know.
That's sweet.
I know. I was like, it was inspired by Bella Thorne and Zendaya's Watch Me. Yeah.
Less sweet. I'm just kidding.
About
still sweet, but
Bella
Thorne.
Bob and Zendaya though. Queen.
Zendaya's the redeeming quality of that duo.
Oh my god. I kind of just like got more serious about it because I was like, okay, I actually want to do this, and I write songs. And I wrote Nightmare when I was 14, and it was just because...
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, I was literally just like in a bathroom. We were like skiing, and our bathroom had like good acoustics. I wanted to sing a song that like would reverberate off the walls cool.
Yeah.
And I came up with that melody, and it sounded cool with the echo, so then I just like wrote the full song. I was like, okay. And so yeah, I wrote that song, and then not long after... by that point I was already going through, I was in this like, I don't even know if I could call it a relationship. It was just like one of my, this is super serious, but in a place where I'm like comfortable enough to talk about it, but someone that was my best friend at the time was nearly 3 years older than me, kind of got me cornered. I guess found out that I had a crush on him, even though I was closeted. I guess he pieced it together, and he basically did some stuff that just like was not okay with. There was a lot of abuse going on, and I started like writing songs basically to deal with that and get there, because I felt like I couldn't talk to anybody because I was closeted.
Yeah.
And I just felt like no one understood.
Just trapped.
Yeah, and so I kind of wrote it as a means of therapy. Yeah. And then just while doing that, there were some songs that like I didn't even write about anything, or I thought they weren't about anything, and then like subliminally, I thought I must have is what like I thought later. I was like, man, I must have like had to draw from something to like write that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. I started writing songs for fun, to just kind of like pass the time.
Yeah.
And some songs were like really hard to write. Talk Sheep, Downfall, all that stuff. Look My Way was like really hard to write. Mm-hmm. And that was after like the abuse had like kind of stopped. It was about someone different, and I was like spacing them out. I like found a list the other day. I'm like, oh, I forgot I did this. Where like Downfall and Talk Sheep, I was like, this is gonna be on a third album, which sounds like way more like, you know, tough. And One More Try is gonna be on my second album. And I was spacing it all out. And I remember coming back from this family vacation like right before I started my senior year. And it just, I don't know why it hit me then or what I was thinking about, but I was like, I'm putting this all on the same album because it tells a story. And that story needs to be heard, and I don't know a better way of telling it. And, and then I kind of started writing also because I went to this retreat. And
Lips.
Lips.
All right, now do that.
I don't know why you said that, and I licked my lips.
You know what? That's like, kind of what I wanted.
That's exactly it. I went on like this retreat, and this girl in our group who we all thought was stunning started like breaking down crying, saying like, I think I'm so ugly, and I begged my mom for like plastic surgery and a nose job. She wouldn't give it to me, and I had like a breakdown, all this stuff, and we're like, girl, what? Like, you're stunning.
Yeah.
And why would you want to change anything? You're like literally perfect. And it just kind of hit me that everybody goes through their own shit, and it's just which like obviously no shit, but like
no, but you don't know that at a certain point.
Exactly. There's some people around you going through some heavy shit.
Yeah.
And it's kind of just a game of who can hide it best. But it just kind of became a matter of I was writing it also for other people because since I felt like I had no one to talk to when I was going through my stuff, I turned to certain artists, and I was hoping I could be that for other people that might be going through like similar things in their own struggles.
And that should be the basis of any like artistic career, I think. You know,
Thanks,
of like
Kyle.
Trying to help other people because
Thanks,
like,
girl.
it means you really care about it and you're passionate about it.
Yeah, I don't know. Music saved me in so many ways, so I just feel like it's only fair to try and be that for other people.
Yeah. And you're doing that.
Thanks, girl.
You're doing it with green eyeshadow.
Oh,
which not many people can say that.
Exactly.
But anyway, so this is a green look because Walter, I don't know what it is, but I just associate you with green.
I love it. It's my favorite color.
Yeah. And like you always use green hearts, and there's always just like bits of green. And like I was even thinking like, so like I was thinking of like your album and like the cool tone colors, the darkness, even green for some reason.
I threw in that green.
Sticks out, yeah.
Purpose.
And so, like, tell me about, like, releasing your album. What was that like, finally releasing it?
It, like, didn't feel like it happened. Sometimes it'll just kind of, like, hit me, like, oh, wow, like, even after I'm, like, long gone, there is something out there, like, with my name on it
That's so cool
story.
to think about,
Yeah,
too.
I just thought...
Not you being long gone.
Right,
the fact that you have something with your name on it.
Right. I literally looked in the mirror, I was like, wait, I like myself. Like, I don't have to...
Yeah.
I really, like, don't have to put up with these things that, like, I don't want to put up with. Like, I really don't have to. Which, yeah, on paper, duh. But then I would find myself doing it, and it's just like, no, girl.
You almost don't even realize that. No, girl.
Yeah, no, girl, don't
realize
do
you're doing it.
Exactly. No one may listen to my shit, but I'm gonna at least try to be the change that I want to see in the industry. So yeah,
That's all you can do.
that's all I can do.
And you're doing it.
Well, thanks, girl.
Well, thank you, Walter, for being
Thanks.
in this interview.
I literally, Kelly, we couldn't have picked a better background.
I know,
I'm
really.
obsessed with it. That's all you. That's all you, girl.
All right, bye.
Bye.
Oh my god. All right, look at the camera and like wink. Yes! Okay.